Hello, it is July 10th, Wednesday. Barely remember what day it is. I'm a little late in the day in doing this intro, but yeah, we should have some fun stuff going on today. Going on a candy tour, going to a comedian tonight, trying to take it easy because the week has been long, and we will see what happens. Here in Laughing Gull Chocolates, there are tables and chairs, and we each got a little sample of chocolate, and it looks like a cup of water.
My name is Lindsay. Carla told you a little bit of what to expect today?
Yes.
Did she give you a little bit of a breakdown of who we are and what we do?
Yes.
Okay. So, did she tell you that we bring our kids to work with us?
Yes!
But not today.
But not today.
I told them our story, but not your story.
Oh,
or the
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start off by making ganache, and we'll talk about truffles. We'll talk about that. But while I'm getting everything ready, I have been telling people that I was going to save the world with chocolate since I was an undergrad, and that's a long time ago. I didn't know what it meant. I was doing research on the history of the morality of chocolate. And I was I mean, I've always been a chocoholic, but I was fascinated by the story of chocolate. Fascinated by the story of chocolate as far back as thousands and thousands of years, because chocolate has been around for thousands of years. So once I got to be a senior in college and people started to ask the inevitable question, what are you going to do when you graduate? I had no idea, and so my answer off the top of my head was, I don't know, I'm going to save the world with chocolate. I didn't know what that meant. I don't even know where the answer came from, but I said it, and then I kept saying it. And the more that I said it, the more that I realized I at least wanted to try to make positive change in the world through chocolate. And so that's how Laughing Gull Chocolates came to be. Did Carla tell you a little bit about what we do with like our chocolate products and that kind of thing?
No.
So, okay. All right. So we make all high quality chocolate products. She told you, I think, a little bit about the chocolate flavors, the truffles.
Yes.
Okay. So we make chocolate truffles, and that was the first product that we ever did. We make chocolate bark, and we have a plethora of bark flavors. A salted caramel chocolate sauce, chocolate covered fruit. We do lots of different things. All of our ingredients are ethically sourced, and everything is as locally sourced as possible. I'm going to talk a lot about what that means, but that's kind of how we started, right? Was like ethical chocolate. And then saving the world with chocolate, in addition to raising awareness about the ethics of chocolate and the values, that has come to mean being mompreneurs and advocating for those parents who choose to spend time with their kids while also working, which is not always easy to do. We want people to believe that there are ways to do it. It's not going to work for everybody, and not everybody's going to want to do it, but it's an option. And we have kind of embraced it takes a village. So that's what we do. So you are all going to, at the very least, go home with a few truffles. I assume you're all here because you like chocolate?
Yeah.
All right. What is a truffle? Truffle is a chocolate confection with a ganache on the inside and something on the outside. So that something could be another kind of chocolate, bless you. All of the truffles that we sell have a hard chocolate coating on the outside. But oftentimes, truffles have like a cocoa powder or some kind of a crushed nut or coconut. So at the end, you are going to make your own truffles. We have a spicy blend. It has a little bit of cayenne pepper, orange, and some cinnamon.
Bless you.
And then we have a raspberry, and we're going to start by making coffee ganache right now. All of those ganaches you will roll into balls, or whatever shape you want. They're your truffles. And then we have some toppings for you. So we have cocoa powder, coconut, and some raw cane sugar. So we'll explain a little bit more at the end, but we're going to start off by making that coffee ganache. Okay. So we talked about what a truffle is. What is ganache? It's the filling. It's the filling. It's usually chocolate and cream. Technically, any chocolate and a liquid. We actually have a vegan truffle right now. It's chai, and it's made with a chai concentrate, and it is delicious. So, I said we're going to make some chocolate coffee ganache. We are going to use heavy cream today. We're using heavy cream from a company called Pittsford Dairy. Is anybody local?
No.
Okay. So we did this on Monday, and there were some local people. So Pittsford is about 15 minutes away, and they make really high quality dairy products. So we're using their heavy cream. We'll talk a lot about the chocolate that we're going to use, so I'm going to hold off on telling you about that. The coffee that we are going to use, I'm actually going to pass, and maybe I could ask you two to help pass this around. They're 2 little glass containers of ground coffee. You are welcome to smell, you are welcome to touch. This is just for demonstration.
What country is it from?
It comes originally from Ethiopia. The beans are grown in Ethiopia, and then they are roasted right here in town. A company called Joby. And one of the reasons that I like this particular coffee, it's because of the quality, but again, we're all about the sourcing, and Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee. So what I'm doing while that is going around is I have a metal bowl here, and I am putting 2 generous cups of chocolate into this metal bowl.
The little square of chocolate that we have. It looks like it's dark chocolate. She has her chocolate in a bowl, and there's a gas burner, and she's going to make the ganache.
Of heavy cream into the pot. Because we're making coffee, this is a little bit more cream than I might otherwise put in it.
Coffee or something.
Thank you. If I'm making raspberry ganache, for example, because of all of the added liquid from the raspberries, it's going to be a little bit softer. And you'll feel that when you roll your ganache. You'll feel the different textures of the different ganaches and the different consistencies. Just like coffee does to your body, it dehydrates the cream a little bit. So I'm putting a little bit more heavy cream when I'm making the coffee. And then I have another container here of that same coffee that I just passed around. And I'm putting, I'm approximating here, it's a couple, about 2.5 tablespoons of coffee right into the cream.
And it's a coarse grind?
It is, yep, it's exactly, did you put your fingers in
Yes.
the, yeah, so just like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Because the idea is really just to infuse that flavor into the cream. All right, so I forgot a strainer. So I'm gonna go grab a strainer, and then I'm gonna turn the cream on, and we're gonna heat that up.
Stirring the ganache.
All right, so you can hear the sizzling a little bit more now?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I would suggest using some kind of a spatula if you're doing this at home. Why? A whisk will get more air in there than you want. You could use a spoon, I suppose, too. But you don't want to get too much air in there. You don't want it to become whipped cream.
Oh, so that's why you cannot whisk it too much. Because
Yeah.
it will become whipped cream. I'll leave that to him.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, so it's sizzling. It's just about coming to a boil, so I'm going to turn off the heat. Most of the chocolate is melting.
Ooh. Oh, that smells delicious.
We have dark chocolate lovers in here?
Yeah.
Milk chocolate?
Yeah.
Any chocolate?
Yeah.
White chocolate?
Real white chocolate.
So this is the chocolate that she was mixing in the little burner, and she had then poured it into another thing and mixed it with some heavy cream. And now we're going to taste it. The rest of the ganache that was in that bowl that she was mixing is going to be refrigerated, so we can use it later to make truffles. A chocolate sample.
Yeah, let it melt.
It had a little bit of a grainy texture to it.
If you haven't already.
It's pretty good though. I don't think I've ever tasted a cacao bean. I've seen them before, but
Does anybody? Cacao nibs? Yep.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are
All right, so a cacao nib is the bean minus the shell.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to backtrack. The beans that made the chocolate squares that you just tried were grown in the Dominican Republic and fermented and then dried and sent to a company in Massachusetts. Anybody from that area?
Me.
Okay, where are you from? So I'm from Rhode Island, and when I was first dreaming Laughing Gull Chocolates up, the founders of Taza were really, really good to me. They were a small little company at the time, and they've grown exponentially now. But they were really good to me and talking to me about their sourcing and about starting up a small chocolate business. And so we continue to work with them. I also really appreciate their values and their morals and their chocolate. Okay, so that's Taza, and we'll try some other chocolate from Taza in a little bit. You mentioned the Mexican chocolate, and it is
Barra or abuelita.
well, what I was going to say is that this Taza chocolate is Mexican style, and so it's stone ground, and that's what gives it its texture. Because if it's ground with metal machinery, which is how most of the commercial chocolate that we're used to, that's how that is ground. This is ground with stones, so it's going to be much coarser, which is going to give chocolate a bolder flavor. What I'm going to do next is pass out a cacao bean to each of you.
So this is the cocoa beans. We have to try and crush them, which is going to be a little difficult. Might have to do two hands. So we have the three ganaches. We have coffee that we made earlier, the raspberry and the spicy cinnamon. And then we have the stuff to roll it in, which is the cocoa powder, the coconut, and another spicy one. Alright.
Sad thing is I won't remember which one is which when I'm done.
Right, me neither. That's alright.
Okay.
It'll be a surprise.
Yep.
Alright, trying to roll these. So this is the spicy ganache at 6 o'clock. Which
made for you today. And then on the other side is raspberry. So about 10
I don't know what I'm gonna put this in.
several mixes.
What is the powder at 3 o'clock?
That's
sugar.
Sugar, okay.
This one's coconut.
And coconut and then the cocoa. Okay, thank you so much. Powdered sugar.
And so we're also going to
I
pass
might
out
just
toppings.
do the cocoa. Rolling it in some cocoa powder.
Tubes, you can roll them into tubes, whatever shape you desire. You can just eat it. But I highly recommend trying to get your truffles.
You got one?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Dip them in your toppings. And so the large plate that you're going to get has your toppings. Okay. At 6 o'clock is your cocoa powder. That again, there's a notch in your plate there if you use it. At 2 o'clock is raw cane sugar, and then at 10 o'clock is a shredded coconut.
It's a good idea though.
No, I'm gonna get 3 little truffles out of this so I can make one of
We do have bags you can with your chicken, or you can eat. It's up to
So
you.
there you go.
It's completely up to you.
Alright. This is the coffee one, which is falling apart a little bit.
I mean, you just put like half of it.
Try and divide it in 2 so I can get 2 truffles out of it. Alright.
So everybody,
Rolling.
small plate that has your ganache. This one you have.
This is fun.
Yeah. Loving it. I don't like coconut, so if anyone wants extra coconut when I'm done with my powder plate, you're more than welcome to have it. Alright, we have the coffee rolled in the cocoa powder. I'm going to roll this next coffee one in the powdered sugar.
You're right. Gloves is a good idea.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially because I have a watch on and I don't want to deal with taking my watch off and all that nonsense.
This is a good idea.
Plus, then when you're done, you can just take the gloves off and your hands are all clean.
They said raspberry
Correct.
was one of them.
Oh, she was right. The raspberry is very, very soft. It's definitely like Play-Doh,
Oh no, I
or
got
even softer than Play-Doh. Try and break it into the raspberry. Rolling it. This is sticking to my gloves.
I'm gonna put some cocoa on that guy.
Alright.
To the upper right of the map.
One raspberry and cocoa.
You're not making any truffles?
And now we're rolling the other one in the powdered sugar. I have to try and remember which ones are the raspberry because my mother doesn't like raspberry.
Oh, that could be a problem. You want a piece to try something?
No, thank you.
Did you hear that?
And there we go. Okay, now we have our cheese plate. We have a pita chip, some sort of fig jam, a chev, and savory oniony cheese that's like a hard cheese, a barbecue sauce, and a little bit of mozzarella. Should be good. So in addition to making their own chocolates, they do sell some things from Taza, which is a place in Massachusetts.
Well, I do jobs, but I don't have a real
And they also have their chocolate caramel sauce, which I got a thing of. And they do sell things from other local places like pastas, pasta sauces, some chili herb things, honey, and stuff like that. They also have all these little chocolate bars, like strawberry banana and salted peanut, salted hazelnut, s'mores, everything. And then the truffle case, which people are in front of, but that's okay. And yeah, this is Laughing Gull. So here's the thing. I'm in an elevator right now. I got back from the tour. My SD card had filled up, which is unfortunate. Also, my camera battery was dying a little bit. So I had to kind of pick and choose what I wanted to do. I had a great time. I loved making the truffles. Laughing Gull Chocolates is a great establishment. If you are in the Rochester area, I highly suggest that you try to support them. They are owned by 3 women and they bring their children to work with them and they're fantastic. And if they have a website, I will link it down below. Okay, it's the next day. As usual, I forgot to do an outro last night. By the time the comedian was over, it was late. We were tired, so we came back here and nobody had had dinner. So we had cup of noodles, which we made in the coffee maker because it's just a Keurig. So that was fun. Overall, it was a good day. I really loved Laughing Gull Chocolates, as I said before. The comedian was pretty good. Some of the stuff he said wasn't like too terrible, but it definitely wasn't totally family friendly. I will leave links to where you can find him down in the description. And yeah. Anyway, if you like this video, I can't tell you what to do, but I'll see you next time. Bye.